When I first started running ads, I was definitely a solopreneur, had no experience in business, but the person who I kind of made into my mentor of sorts, a person who I had purchased some training from, immediately said, hey, and this is the next step that you can do in order to run your ads. And so I was like, okay, apparently that's what I'm supposed to do. And so sometimes I say I didn't know any better, but really I'm glad I didn't know any different, because there really wasn't anything better. That was the best thing. And she never came out and said, oh, wait until you have X in place or that in place before you start running your ads. She never qualified it with anything. So I never considered myself to not be ready. And so I jumped right in. I made sure that I had, saved money. Basically, I was still working full time. So I had a full-time income from my paycheck, and I would just set aside a portion of it to invest into my business. I was really, really good at budgeting anyway, just in life. And so I was having so much fun growing this business. It was the first business that I had really started to grow because I was using actual marketing and not just, website SEO or, just trying to get people to find my website in some way because I had no knowledge of anything else. But as soon as I heard about Facebook ads and was taught this is the next thing to do, I never questioned it. And I was so glad, because I immediately started to grow my email list. I immediately started to get sales. I was a really good course, taker, because I would follow the instructions that I was given. And it worked in my benefit, ultimately. By the end of probably my second year, I had 14,000 email subscribers, many of whom had made a purchase from me in my business. And so I just was completely convinced that that was the way. And maybe another year after that is where I realized that a lot of people were not running ads, that they really did think that organic social media was the way to do it. And I just was like, I have to show people that you don't need to be at a certain level in your business or not before you can start running ads and investing in your actual business in a way that's meaningful. So that really sparked me to want to start teaching people how to run ads, especially because through all that time, I was learning so many different ways to run ads, whether it was just to a lead magnet to build an email list, whether it was to a webinar funnel, or for a challenge, or, to get people to sign up for my membership on a trial basis, whether it was to a launch. Like I finally learned how to run, launch ads. So ads in a certain sequence to where you can actually increase and scale the number of people who interact with, engage with, and make a purchase during your launch. So, it just opened my eyes that building a business is real, especially when you have the right marketing in place, and that ultimately, business, marketing, sales, it's all in one. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you are trying to sell something, which is what is going to make it a business, then you need to have a consistent way to market that business. And I am glad that I learned it so early, because it only allowed me to continue to improve and to grow and to really make my business into something real.